Hey everybody, it's Boston Blaisdell here. Hope you're doing well. In this video, I'm going to be talking you through the two HUDs for the Cupra and Cario bodies. I'll be demonstrating all of the features to help you with configuring and customizing the bodies. The functionality for the male and female HUDs are mostly the same, but throughout the video, I'll be highlighting any differences between the two. And we'll be looking at things such as shaping, materials, alpha modes, skin tinting, custom textures, and animations. So to begin, we have our inventory open, and we're going to attach the HUD controller from the Inithium folder. On most viewers, this requires you to right-click the object, and then select the word Add. This will then attach the HUD to your screen, indicated by the symbol in the top left corner, and we can move our mouse over to that. And I'm just closing down my inventory so that we can fully view the HUD. On the left hand side, we have 4 different submenus, which control different sections of the body. On the Cupra HUD, we're going to start with this top menu for adjusting the breasts and the nipples. The Cupra body has 3 different frames for the breasts. Original, which is the standard size. Bimbo for a larger exaggerated bust. And Low, which has a more natural drop on the breast. On the section below that, we can switch the 3D nipples on and off. This can be isolated for the left and right side. And we can also adjust the size of the nipples by using the 4 buttons which range from small to large. Below that is where we can change the skin tone of the nipple. This is split between natural textures on the left side, or you can opt for one of the glossy textures on the right side. We can go further with adjusting the breast size on our avatar. To do that, just right-click your avatar, select Appearance, and Edit Shape. The breast sliders can be found in the Torso menu, and there's a few parts which you can manipulate, including the size, buoyancy, and cleavage. In the same chest menu, the Cario body has the same features, but the upper body frames look different. We have a fit build, which enables a muscular, athletic look. And then we also have the flex option, which creates a more exaggerated bodybuilder aesthetic. As with the Cupra body, you can of course modify the shape even further by going into your avatar shape menu and then playing with the sliders in the torso tab, such as torso muscles and pecs. The custom buttons on both the Cario and Cupra HUDs allow us to insert our own custom textures for the nipples. To do this, just click and long press the custom button for a couple of seconds. This will open up a box where you can submit the ID of the texture. We can retrieve the ID of the texture by finding a texture in our inventory. Just as an example here, we're going to use the Inithium logo texture to demonstrate this feature. Right-click the texture from your inventory, then click Copy Asset UUID. Paste that ID into the box, and then click Submit. That texture has now been saved in the slot on the HUD, so we can close down our inventory, jump back over to the HUD, and when we single click the custom slot, the nipples are going to be replaced with your texture. And we can toggle between our regular and glossy nipples as usual. To reset or replace the texture entirely, just click and long press again for a couple of seconds until the dialog box opens. Then click the Reset or Replace button. Resetting is going to remove the texture from the slot, and you'll no longer see it when you select the custom button. The HUD also allows us to configure the materials for different sections of the body. Materials are texture layers which allow us to see shininess, gloss, and effects on the body. We'll dive into these in a moment, but for this feature to be fully visible, ensure that you have advanced lighting selected, which can be found under your Graphics Preferences menu. Let's begin with the body and body shine. You can toggle between the two by clicking here. Once we've selected our target area, we can use the glossiness slider to adjust the shine. Down here, we also have some material presets. So if we increase the slider position, we can also combine it with these buttons. The rough preset is going to add a bumpy texture to the skin, and gives the impression of skin pores. The environment slider is going to add an effect to the body, which will interact with the surrounding lighting. In most cases, you're going to want to keep this slider at the lowest setting. And similar to the environment setting, the glow slider is going to add an instant glow effect to the body, which you may want to use as more of a dynamic visual effect in photography or videography. Again, you'll most likely want to keep this setting fairly low for a bit more of a subtle effect. These general material settings are repeated for the nipples and the nail sections of the body. The HUD also provides a vast selection of alpha modes, and you may need to adjust these depending on what type of additional clothing or objects that you have attached. Over here on the nipple section, the alpha blend mode is selected by default. This allows the view behind the alpha to be visible through it. By contrast, if we were to select the alpha none, we would see a harsh line because there's no longer an alpha to give the appearance of a blended texture. The alpha masking option has completely opaque or transparent pixels. This should be used in combination with the alpha cutoff slider, which enables a settable value for the alpha intensity. And the benefit of using this option is if you ever see alpha glitching when you're using the alpha blend mode. The final option here is emissive masking, and this means that there's no transparency. Instead, the alpha pixel values control the intensity of emitted light when there's low or no ambient lighting. The color pickers on the HUD will allow you to tint different parts of the body. If you'd like to tint the whole body skin, make sure that the body tab is selected. Then use the vertical bar to select a color range. Now we can use the palette to select a tone within that range. This particular tint has given the body and third-party skin a richer, darker tone, and this can be a handy feature if you don't want to purchase additional skin tones from your favorite skin creators. To save the tint, just click and long press one of the empty memory slots. This will fill the tile with your custom tone. There are also 4 presets here which apply more natural skin tints. We can jump between the presets and any custom ones that you've created. The white preset tile will remove the tint entirely and revert back to the original tone of the skin. And in a similar vein, we can just target the body shine by clicking the body shine tab. Again, use the vertical slider to pick the color range, and then use the palette to choose a specific color. You can play around with the vertical bar and the color grid to create some really cool body shine effects. This avatar has some projector lights pointing towards the body, and the appearance of the body shine will largely depend on the direction of the sun or the local lights. You will notice that the RGB values will automatically update when we select different colors from the palette. The values are provided both for RGB and HSV, which are different color models. The benefit of having these values is that we could then use the values to match the color for different body parts. For example, we may want to manually enter these values over on our separate head HUD to replicate the same tone for the face skin. Let's jump to the feet and nail section of the HUD. When you buy mesh footwear, it will be rigged and made for a specific heel angle. So if we were to apply these heels, you may see that the feet will stick out. On the HUD, we can easily change the foot position, just using the options flat, mid, high heel and tiptoe. Below that, we have 2 separate sections for the nails on the feet and hands. In the HUD, you can choose between 5 different nail shapes and 32 colors for the hands, and even 4 different nail shapes with the same palette of colors for the feet. If you do want to go beyond what's offered in the HUD and purchase third-party nails, just simply use the hide option to remove the nails from the body and then apply the third-party nails on top of this. The final submenu on the HUD has a number of different features. There's some useful ones here for saving and reverting to different versions of the body. The redelivery button will allow you to receive a new copy of the latest version of the body to your inventory. The external link will take you to the Casper Vend page. From here you can click the redeliver button, and this is going to instantly send you a copy of the object in World for you to accept. This is particularly good if there's been an update and you haven't already received it automatically. The recorder disk button will save all of your HUD settings, for example the body shine, settings, tinting and other changes that we've made. If I click this, it's going to create an object in my inventory, and then when I want to apply my save settings, I can go to the object in my inventory, wear this object, and when I click on it on the screen, it's going to go ahead and activate all of my previous settings. And this object has full permissions, so you can even copy or transfer it between different avatars. Also on the body, we can cycle between the 4 standing poses, and we can also animate the hands if you don't already have hand animations included with your animation overrider. There is also an ankle lock feature, and this is going to be useful if you're sitting on furniture, which causes the ankles to break in an unnatural way. The ankle lock button will go ahead and fix this. Avoid using the killer script button unless you want to completely disable all scripts for the body. The only way to reverse this is to get a new copy of the body by using the redelivery button. For more help, support and updates, feel free to check out these links to Inithium's social media channels. There's an active Discord group where users, creators and developers come together to learn, share and discuss the Inithium bodies. So it's a great resource if you want to be part of a community with access to Inithium support agents. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.